Greetings and a warm welcome to Member Musing, brought to you by the Middle East and North Africa Leisure and Attractions Council. This captivating video podcast series is your gateway to engaging dialogues regarding the MENA leisure and entertainment sector, as well as pioneering products, offerings and accomplishments of our esteemed Menalac members. With me on today's episode is Ghassan Assi, Chief Operating Officer at TRAMPO Extreme. Ghassan, welcome back to Member Musing. Thank you for joining me on what is the first episode of 2024.
Thank you for having me. What a great way to start the year. We're all very excited. We're all very excited for a new year.
It's wonderful to have a familiar face on the podcast. So we've just said farewell to 2023, which was a fantastic year. I think we'll all agree in the MENA leisure and attractions sector. Ghassan, how would you sum up 2023 across the industry? I'd love to hear from your perspective.
2023 is how can I say it, is a year of challenges and surprises, and some of them are not that good. Let's put it this way. In retrospect, if you look at 2022, it was a rebound year out of Corona. It was a great year. We were all breathing. And then 2023 was supposed to be a normalization or going back to normal and a growth year. And to a large extent, that was the case until the war in Gaza in October. And this is casting a big shadow of uncertainty over the entire region from the fear of a larger conflict. However, nevertheless, on a positive note, 2023 was a great year. It was a great year in terms of growth and in terms of innovation. So we've seen a lot of new concepts. We've seen a lot of companies that are growing, adding new concept, new locations, new ideas, attracting new sectors of the new clients. So that was a great year.
I think we're in a position now where we almost don't know what's going to happen and who's going to come out with such an innovative product, and also what challenges, being so reliant on technology and serving such a high demand now across the sort of leisure and attractions industry, and what that can cause. And really good to actually point out, Ghassan, that we need to reflect, and there's no point in always saying, this is amazing and we're all doing so well as an individual company or as a collective industry. We should still remember where we face challenges and try and grow individually or together, and let that succeed.
Yeah, I know it is a cliche, but we have to say it anyway. You learn from challenges and from failures much more than you learn from successes. Because today's failures might very well be tomorrow's big successes and amazing achievements. So yeah, we had our challenges in 2023, and we are evolving and we are growing out of it. It's good. We're very positive for 2024. Let's put it this way.
Yes, and we'll remain that way. Well, let's talk about 2024. So the Middle East and North Africa Leisure and Attractions Council is gearing up for their popular events, which happen in the spring. These include the 7th LEA Safety Day and the LEA conferences, both in the United Arab Emirates and in Saudi Arabia this year. But I'm excited to hear about the Menalac Awards and the Awards Gala, which is happening on the 6th of March, 2024. We've just talked about evolution, Ghassan. We're always evolving in this world, and I'm sure the Menalac Awards is no exception. So what is different in the awards this year than perhaps what people saw and experienced last year?
Last year, the awards were at a very, very high level already. So I don't think people will. I mean, from an outsider point of view, they will notice the big differences. However, from an insider point of view, there is certainly a big integrations of the lessons learned. Like we had certain issues. We did a lot of post-mortem studies on them. We figured out where we had these failures and how we can remedy the situation. So so first of all, for sure, it is going to be lesson learned integration. Uh, and part of this includes an enhancement to policies and procedures to increase, to boost the credibility and the impartiality of the awards. And in particular, if you look at the judges, the panel of judges, they were selected from a pool of very highly talented and distinguished professional with a vast knowledge, not only of the industry, but also of the MENA region. Also, uh, maybe some of the participants don't know this, but we use external auditors that are very distinguished as well to ensure a complete and transparent selection process and voting process. So this is the second thing. And finally, we streamed some of the categories to make it easier for applicants. And we have added support material to make it to clarify the submission process. We have 27 categories. Of these 27 categories, 25 are open uh, to operators and to suppliers. And there are two categories. These are the Leisure and Entertainment Personality of the Year and the Menalac Hall of Fame. These are decided at the board of directors that has, the board members, they take vote and select on the last two. But the remaining 25, it is an open application process.
There obviously is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, Ghassan, and
Yes,
everyone hears the word awards, and we think about other iconic awards ceremonies that go on
yes,
around the world in different industries. And we just get excited by the glitz and the glamour and the winners, but actually there's a whole lot more going on behind the scenes.
yes,
And you touched upon it there about being really careful with how the awards are judged. There's a
yes,
lot of jury members, and there's sort of a difference between them, and which categories that they judge, and then making the different categories understandable, changing the wording can be quite
yeah,
important as well. Differentiating, I think this year there's some categories that have a slight difference to them. That's
yes.
important for any nominees to bear in mind. Which category do you best fall into? How do people nominate? What's the sort of the process? Are you able to kind of run us through that a little bit?
Yeah, well, there is an online website where people can come in and they can apply through the website. There is a certain number of requirements. For instance, videos, pictures, maybe some statistics, some explanation, some text. But it is all summed up, and they are not all the same. The requirements obviously for all the categories. But it is all done in a very transparent way to us as the judges, and transparent to the board of directors itself. So let's say you take entertainment FECs, you go on the website, there is a number of requirements, questions. There are also very clear indication as to let's say who qualifies and who doesn't qualify. And if there are any clarifications required, then we invite the applicants to reach out to us. And with any question they have to any clarifications that are needed, you know.
So yeah, a way to a company to best, showcase their product, their certification, their health and safety standards, of course, their
Yes.
whole operation as well. There are also, I think there's an award for best manager as well. So
CSR
actually
program, yeah,
recognizing employees and how fantastic they are in the sort of overall development of a
yeah,
facility. And I believe then that there's some shortlisted nominees as well. And then out of those, we find out who the winner is.
absolutely. I mean, the funny part is, many members and many applicants think that us as board members, we have visibility as to this, but the process is completely uh, it is completely opaque to us. We have no idea what is happening. Only the judges, and the judge can only see what they are judging. Like, they cannot see what the other judges have graded, and all the results, they go to the external auditor that comes back with the famous envelope, and the winner is, So yeah, I mean, we are, and by that I mean the entire MENA and leisure and entertainment community. We are eagerly waiting for these envelopes, and the way we see it is that it helps to focus or to crystallize the effort of an entire team, specifically because not all members have visibility, as not all members of a team have complete visibility as to what a company is working on. But for sure, let's say a company has adopted a new corporate social responsibility program. uh, the fact that they win an award for this program is something that will trickle down across an entire organization, you know. So this will help in communicating throughout the organizations as far as achievements are concerned.
Absolutely, you can really imagine the morale
Yeah, yeah,
it offers when you know yourself, you're working in a company, your company or yourself has worked on a product or has worked hard to maintain and develop an operation. You're proud. So then to have that recognized as well by others, and to be able to kind of highlight that and showcase that, um, I can only imagine sort of what that feeling
yeah.
is. And therefore we'll have sort of 27 companies and winners that'll get that experience in
Yes.
March. Ghassan, what are you looking forward to? Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to this year about the awards, or just the whole overall celebration?
It is the whole celebration, that's for sure. I mean, it's been a lot of members of Menalac, whether be it they are on the board of directors or as part of the team that are working, or as our media partners are working on this event. And it is just, how can I say it? It is just the end result, and we last year was very good, and we hope this year to surpass it, and maybe next year do even better. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good way to sum it
Yeah,
up. Yeah, it's a culmination and reaching that goal,
yeah,
and I
it's a
say kind of,
culmination for
yeah,
sure.
highlighting, and it's about facilities and products and things that have have arrived on the market sort of in 2023, or have
Yeah,
showcased something successful in 2023. And so in this spring, on the 6th of March, we're sort of awarding the past year.
yes.
I encourage any of our listeners who are interested in nominating to check all the details out on the website. Because there are 27 categories, and unfortunately I can't list all of them.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. I mean, it is quite extensive, and there is a category for almost all the major programs. I mean, whether be it for theme parks, water park, FECs, visitor experiences, playscape, entertainment, and even safety programs, ASR program, supplier of the year, innovation in health and safety, and I'm skipping quite a few actually. But as you said, we cannot go and list them all, but there are quite a few. There are quite a few.
And I think actually that really shows the general public, so those who are not quite as involved in the industry, just how much goes into bringing these leisure, entertainment, attraction offerings. It's not just one fun thing. There's so much more going on behind the scenes. Um, or there are lots of different opportunities that perhaps we don't realize in the industry. So I think not just for the industry to celebrate and to come together and recognize and acknowledge, I think actually the wider world can really sort of learn, from,
Yeah.
looking into these awards. Um, I think we can now buy tickets as well, Ghassan, to the
Yes.
ceremony. So obviously it's the awards, but on the evening of the 6th, that's when
Yeah.
everyone in that moment finds out the winners. So
Yes.
you can grab a ticket to go to that awards gala. And I think there might be a deadline for early bird tickets.
Yes,
Um,
and to benefit from a discount, there is certainly an early bird. There is a that I can't recall at the moment, but there is certainly a deadline, and I encourage everybody because the tickets are really very difficult to come by to at the last second. Every year, at the last second, we have participants that haven't bought the ticket. They contact us and ask us for. Uh, Exceptional, to do exceptions or to be able to add to the tables or add, but we can't. And this year it's going to be at the Skyview, the other Skyview. It is amazing facility, and the program is charged with events and excellent enjoyment opportunities.
We'll make sure that the deadlines are included in the description section of this episode so that any of our listeners and
Okay.
anyone interested, yes, it's obviously limited seating, and we
Yes.
can't unfortunately invite everyone in. So we've got to get your tickets now
Yes.
while you can. Ghassan, you are also connected in a slightly different way to the awards in the way that Trampo Extreme are sponsors. So you're sponsoring the gala dinner on the 6th, but you're also a red carpet interview sponsor, and you were
Yes.
last year as
Yes.
well. Why do Trampo Extreme feel really passionate about sponsoring Menalic initiatives and these sort of two in particular?
It is through Menalac that uh, I mean, it has to do with the history of Trampo. We started as a very small company in Kuwait, and now we are in 4 countries, and soon in 5 and 6. And we were able uh, to project an image much bigger, if you want, than our actual size through association with other brands. Like through Menalac, we are associated with the giants in the industry without naming them. And this has, how can I say it? It has forced us as a company to play in the fields of the big guys, and to improve our performance and as a company. So when we were growing, like, because now we are one of the major players in the region, but at the time when we started, we were the little guys, trying to play with the big guys. So we had to learn very quickly the rules of the game, and what works, what doesn't work. And also by association, we were able to project and to position the brand for active play as the major player of active in the MENA region, you know.
That's really interesting, Ghassan. So it's almost like you're giving back to
Yeah.
Menalac. And, you know, we do hear sort of that reasoning from a lot of Menalac members as to sort of why they joined the Trade Council. But then to go that step further and support, you know, the initiatives, you know, that you
Yes.
were grateful for in your early stages. And we can see, you know, new members joining all the time. And we can see how big the Trade Council is getting. And it
Yes.
must be lovely to see that Trampo Extreme logo
Yes.
on a
Absolutely.
sponsor wall. And last year it was because of Trampo Extreme that they started the tradition of the red carpet interviews, your sponsorship, and I think that made a real buzz to the gala, and we're going to have it again this year, which is fantastic, and it's a really great opportunity to hear from those key players, the guests, and to really showcase what the awards and the gala is all about. You know, if we didn't do that, it would kind of be a secret, but we want to share that
Yes.
with the world.
The red of particular interest to, and I tell you why, because you through the red carpet sponsorship and interviews, we are not only associating ourselves with Menelac, we are associating ourselves with the best of the best in Menelac, the winners, and this is also part, it helps us in shaping the brand itself and in positioning the brand in the MENA region, plus the fun of being there and enjoying the winners, and counseling the not winners, because I don't like to use the word losers. I believe everybody wins, but maybe some people win more than others, let's put it this way.
There's still that recognition there for,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
all the nominees, and the products and the operations that they've submitted. Can we come now to Trampo Extreme before we wrap up the
Sure,
podcast
sure,
today, Ghassan, for our audience? So Trampo
sure.
Extreme is the perfect active place to have fun with family and friends. Guests can bounce, zip, flip, climb, drop, as
Everything,
well as
yeah.
duck and dodge, safely, of course, across several parks in Kuwait, Oman, the UAE, and Qatar. As you mentioned, Ghassan, you started really small, one facility, and now you're spreading across the MENA
Yeah.
region. How are things currently going this winter season? Tell me about operations across those venues.
It is going to be crazy. We have a project under execution now in Bahrain, a relatively big facility. We have a project that we are working on in Qatar, also even bigger than the one in Bahrain. It's like twice the size, and it's going to allow us to branch into different areas, not only active play, but some other concepts. And we have a new facility opening up actually it's going to open in 2025, but we will take over. The facility will be handed to us in 2024. So there is a lot of planning and design process going on as we speak. Plus, we are renovating one of our major facilities in Kuwait, and we are planning to introduce a concept new to Kuwait. And I'm not going to say anymore. It's going to be very interesting. It is a little bit of a departure from active play again. It is more of a cultural, artistic experience based. Let's put it this way. It's gonna be quite interesting, you
That
know.
that does, and I wish you could tell me more. Yes, and I'll just have to wait, I guess. But look, we talked about evolution,
Yes.
at the beginning of this podcast, and that's what we all have to do. So the fact that you're branching out into doing slightly other things, it's
Yes,
not that you're totally changing, it's just something additional to give
yes.
families more opportunity to stay for longer, to return. And that sounds really interesting. I'm a creative person as well. So, you know, perhaps if I was a little bit on the younger side, or if I had my own young family, I think that'd
Yeah.
definitely be something that I'd be interested in. And gosh, sort of having a space, very large spaces, it sounds like, you must be overwhelmed. Do you, uh,
It
are
is
you
overwhelming.
learning? Are you learning as you sort of develop these projects as well, Ghassan?
You know, the funny part is like I always thought, I at least I didn't all I thought that, you know, as you start opening more and more facilities, it should become more of a plug and play type of thing, you know, so it becomes, we get into the routine. But what I am discovering is that every project, it's like we go back to the drawing board, and then, yeah, we put this here, we put this there, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that. So it's just, every project is very I will not say it is a lot of work, because every we have to work very hard, but it is very charged emotionally, and there is an attachment to every project we do, you know. So yeah, it's good, it's good, we're happy with this.
And hopefully at some point in the next couple of years, in between these projects, you'll get a bit of a rest. But I guess it keeps you young as well.
Yes, it does. It does. I mean, I'm certainly surrounded by a lot of very young and very talented. This doesn't mean that they have more energy than I do, but you know, but yeah, I mean, the team is doing very well, and I'm very happy with their performance, you
So
know.
your 2024 is looking really bright, full, intense, perhaps is a word as well, but there'll be so much satisfaction when those venues open. Which is the first that perhaps we're looking to see open?
The first is probably going to be the renovation, the massive renovation in Kuwait, and then we will see Bahrain and Qatar at the same time, around July,
Okay.
August of 2024, and then the new facility in Kuwait will be in early 2025. You know,
So yeah, a little bit of a wait, but you know the years fly past, so we'll get there in no time, I'm sure. We've
absolutely.
obviously spoken about a lot of things to keep ourselves and our listeners uh, excited for 2024. We will put all details of the awards and of TRAMPO Extreme, their digital platforms, in the description section of this episode. And we've covered a lot, Ghassan, so thank you so much. It's always lovely to have a familiar face. I think you're a favourite so far, my only returning guest on the podcast. Thank you so much for your time. And I know I will definitely see you in the spring at the Menalac Awards.
Thank you so much, Brooke. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and it is a pleasure and an honor being back on the show. Thank
For
you.
more information on Menalac Awards, do check out the links in the description section. And most importantly, how to nominate your company and grab those gala tickets for the 6th of March. Thank you to our audience for joining us on today's discussion of Member Musing. I'm very excited to continue to bring you more guests who are eager to add their voice and perspective to the conversation about the booming MENA leisure and entertainment industry in 2024.